So when I was detained, it was a Rahway Super 8 motel, and the detectives that arrested me, and the guy said, first he said, Elizabeth wants you. Actually, no, he left me a voicemail, Detective Pitts, and it was like, you're a missing person, call me back so we can resolve this. And 30 minutes before, my Aunt Martha texted me about coming over, maybe have some spaghetti. And it was just something going, it was a lot of things going on. I was like, if she's texting, what's going on? And I was like, I was on the same street where my parents live. They knew where I was, and they probably posted something on Facebook. It was about my ex-girlfriend, I believe. And I'm pretty sure they saw that. So I wasn't a missing person. Like, no one tried to reach in contact with me. And by the way, there was something going on with my real cousin, Adam Nimick. It was this channel weird thing. I thought, his dad violently assaulted him. And I texted his sister, and she just stopped to text me. No one picked up the phone. And I think a day or 2 days later that happened, or then the following morning, actually. It was very freaky stuff going around. So they said I was a missing person. They really wanted to, the police just to harass me or something like that. But what happened was, Janusz Kwiatkowski there, I guess, he pulled charges on me as well. Because Elizabeth wants you for a simple assault because I waved a toy gun. Daze prior on him, he didn't care. He gave me like a middle finger or something. And this other guy, Marius Rids and stuff like that. But he wasn't even looking at me when I waved the toy gun. So it was just a bogus little thing they were trying to do, But anyway, Roy Police, Super 8, the police were, the way they took me, it was like for half an hour, me and these two detectives, we joked around. I was joking about Martha's spaghetti, how nasty she is, just ketchup. And, one guy, I started calling him Porky. He didn't understand with the reference. No, I was just kidding. Those guys were like, I'd say they were doofuses, but they just didn't seem like they want to cause me harm. And they just started, realize, it's kind of just, they're just regular people and shit, But everyone goofs around, so I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And then he took me to Roy Police Department. I guess it was the chief of police, chief of the station. It was a higher up. He had a regular uniform, so I joked around like, you're just a desk guy. I knew he was somebody, the way they set me down, he put a camera. It was like a digital DSLR camera. He said, all right, and I'm recording you. And then also they took my fingerprints. They say, we're going to help you practice when Elizabeth takes you in. And they never told me what Elizabeth wanted me for. The city of Elizabeth, which was a simple soldier, I found out in arraignment in another jail in Newark. When I got arraigned, they told me simple assault. They didn't even tell me what the warrant was for. And actually, the officer didn't pat me down, Detective Pitts. He didn't really read me my Miranda rights. The only one that did was like an Elizabeth, and it was a clown as a little person, but I don't want to talk about that guy. So anyway, Pitts wasn't there. It was the obese cop, obese detective. He was overweight, and he had like a Polish background. And he was trying to appeal to me. Oh yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah. I started messing around. Oh, you got pierogies there, and something like that. And I joked around. It must have been an hour. They had the camera. I was joking around. I was goofing around a lot of stuff. Right now, if it would happen, probably not. I probably would have joked around with them. It was different time. I just realized how serious everything was. I thought, it's like, it was a simple thing, but it was really nothing there. It was a bogus charge, and they were messing around me. I was joking around. For now, I don't know if it was a sergeant, lieutenant, like the captain, or chief of police. I don't know of that station. But I messed around with him, he was I figured out it was a channeling thing. I don't know how I do it. It's just a sense. It just happens. I imitate somebody. I think I imitated him with his daughter, not his daughter, but it was about food actually. He was a diabetic. I started, channeling and making fun of it. And, I was like, you starving now? You gotta feed me good, feed me good. You took me in and stuff like that. Also, they had my one hand in handcuffs. It was a cement, and the other one was not handcuffed. My left was a handcuff. So how'd you guys? And I was trying to ask him, why'd you do it the right hand? And he couldn't understand it. He was the guy in charge. He was sitting down. He had his hand like this. He had his hands like that. And I understand common sense. That's physical language. It's body language. So what he was doing, he wasn't showing who he really is. A lot of people do that. At least that's how I understood. And I started asking questions about that. He just like, how do you know about this? What are you doing? He's very perplexed. They weren't as intelligent as you would say. They weren't as intelligent. But for now, I joked around. He got serious, and it's like, I don't know if he was trying to scare me. He was just goofing around with me. Like, people said, they want to see that stupid thing you do. The stupid thing you do, I joked around, but a lot of times it was just some of you over there, and I did get him angry with the food stuff, because someone is from a diabetic, you get scared when you eat and your sugar rises. It is really a mental fear, it really is. But it's like, listen, man, you're detaining me for something you didn't tell me charge. You don't think I'm gonna make fun of you for that? You don't think I'm gonna make you feel a little fear, man? Grow up, man. Grow the fuck up. But yeah, it was a funny moment, except it wasn't really like, I was like, why am I here? And they said, Elizabeth wants you. Elizabeth wants you. We don't know. Elizabeth wants you. Town Elizabeth. And then, Pitts and the other guy. I don't know if it was the other guy that actually took me to Elizabeth, stuff like that. And they were, they wanted to communicate in the car. They were giving each other's hand signals about stuff. I was like, what do you guys just, like, what do you guys think I'm gonna like fucking, snitch on you or something? You think I'm gonna tell on you to you? Some shit was he capped or some shit? I'm not gonna say anything. They're not gonna believe me. What are you guys doing after this? I wanted to hang out with him, but then I felt embarrassed. Like, Lucas, don't do that. It was like, all right. I felt uncomfortable. Like I went too far. It made me feel small. It's like you want to see us? Like we don't want to know you. It was like, oh, all right. Now I really feel bad. See what you did. I overstepped my boundary with the jokes and lows. I should have just kept this safe with that. And then we got to Elizabeth, and I realized the other so-called cops and officers, Elizabeth, they didn't like these guys. It was like 20, 30 minutes before they actually started processing me. And then other people in, because these guys brought me in. And then the guy told me, oh, they don't like us here. I'm like, bro, you're a detective. I'm not saying he's a detective. Just pull your rank out. Not pull your rank out, but it's like, you cops actually fight with each other because you're from different districts, different cities. It's just like, it's a form of tribalism. You're a police officer. Shouldn't just, we have a job to do. We don't get along, but let's leave it for, after work, even if it happens, like, if not, let's go each other way. Shouldn't you be officers, It was like, it was like an episode of high school. It was like being in high school. And even with the hour talking to those guys, even before with the half an hour in the SUV, they had me handcuffed. And there was a camera. I didn't know if they were recording, but I was joking around. I was laughing at them. There was this cop came in. I never saw her. I started calling her Barbie. She had these blonde hair, just like a model. She's like, yeah, we got to do to her. This guy was so fucking chill. But it was just so fucking weird. It's like, all right, let's see it, boys. And the cop come over here, the chief, and I realized that's how I knew he was a powerful guy, because they stopped laughing. They felt embarrassed. And they got called goofing him out. He's like, take him in, what are you doing? I was like, hey, we got him from. Who the hell are you? He's just like, oh, yeah, we want to know who I am. It was just like, it was funny. Guy was really mad. We were like, what are you guys doing here? I don't know if you saw that video. And it's, we're trying to eat a sandwich, like, just air. Like, what in there? I'm going to come over there right now. It was like, your teacher catches you goofing up with the kid in the tantrum you're supposed to guard. And you give him, like, answers to the test. It felt like that. So I just, I was like, hey, this guy's not. Hey, what do you tell him something? Why is he yelling at me? And, it was just fucking hysterical at times. It was like, going back to high school, man. These guys didn't, and it was like, yeah, in Elizabeth, it was just fucking odd. It was odd how, like, fucking, it's like, also there's people didn't tame, man. Like, you guys are officers. It's like, and I heard stories like firemen, cops don't get along with each other. It's like, you guys work for the same city, the same state, you're supposed to protect and stuff, like, it just beyond immaturity and childlike behavior, like, you don't, that's a detective, by the way. Like, I'm not saying you should pull rank or something, but it's like who the fuck are you? We bring someone in, just process the guy, and let's fucking leave. And the two guy detectives just stood there, and like, the other guy joked around, they pretended like they were cool and stuff like that. I've seen that so many times. I was like, I thought the guy didn't like you. Why you talking to him like, why you subduing yourself to him like that? It was just odd. But yeah, for that hour, and here in Rahway, it was just laughter till like a big grizzly cop came in here, like he took me out to Elizabeth. It was just I didn't know what was there, and I don't know what they did with my fingerprints. I don't know if they should have taken my fingers. Why you took my fingerprints for? For missing persons? Really?